Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to the Evil Within 2. So, we had this area that a lot happened actually, come to think of it. Um, all of a sudden the game changed quite a bit. We had this whole secondary section, um, with this girl, this new character. We're now kind of doing a co-op thing. We were in a forest area for a brief second. We've got these fire monsters. We've got a new bad guy named Father Thomas on top of Myra, the wife slash mother of Lily, being a monster too. Um, and so there's just a lot that has happened here. Let's read this journal, and then I want to get into something more. Also, yeah, the game still is very consistently shutting down all of Steam after a certain amount of time being paused. I skipped over that load just because we're gonna get into tomorrow in a second. This journal is written in a neat feminine hand. The most recent entry reads, "Not sure how long I've been waiting for Myra and Theodore. Theodore is now the bad guy. Father Theodore, who sees himself as some kind of new preacher. Time is a sketchy concept inside STEM, even more so since Lily escaped. All I know is that they should have returned by now. If I die in here, I just wanted to say whoever finds this diary to know that I went in willingly. I did something a long time ago, something that I regret, and that's why I'm here now, waiting to take Lily out of here. This is my last chance at redemption, or maybe a shot at starting over my life over. Either way, I'm committed to this plan. I'll see it through to the end no matter what." And then there's a whole chapter here if you didn't scroll down and just hit the B button. But it's obvious something went wrong. If that's the case, I should keep an eye out for help, like Kidman told me. But this place is falling apart around me. I hope I can find him before he gets sent inside. Find him if he gets sent inside. So that's just the diary of this girl, who very well may be Lily, your daughter, because years have passed. So the story that's being told to us, effectively, is there's something here. But this is probably nothing special. Okay, we now have a freeze bolt for our crossbow bolt. Interesting. The story that's being told to us is that the main character's wife, boy does this look foggy right now, plotted this plot with Kidman, with her, and with Theodore, with this character and Theodore. Theodore somehow has gone crazy, and the main character's wife has somehow gone crazy. Now, there is something I wanted to check. Not this, I just want to move this off from being new. There was a note that would have been a file, I guess. Let's see. Recruits. Core displacement. Nope. That's not the one we're looking for. Core candidates. Here we go. The ideal core candidate must have an unfettered ego in order to retain their own personality while supporting the interlinked minds of others. Given these parameters, two possible candidate types exist: egomaniacs with psychopathic tendencies or children. So, the only thought I could think is that perhaps this is a situation where the wife of the main character intentionally knew Father Theodore was an egomaniac with psychopathic tendencies, and they've brought him in to be a replacement core, whether he realizes that or not. That's the only thing, if we are to take the idea that this is a situation where, yeah, I don't even think I need to go in here. And honestly, if I did go in here, I don't know if I would be going into the creepy version. Actually, we were told there was something in here for us, so we actually do need to go to Sebastian's room. And Sebastian's room is back to its original version. No longer does it have a creepy cross or anything like that. In the end, not a lot is changing as far as the story goes. It's just we've got now this guy on the wall. And so we've got a new slide which will give us some more gems. It really does kind of feel like we're halfway through.
Smooth talked himself right into the middle of the plan, just to use it for his own personal gain. His handwriting should have been a dead giveaway that he's a psycho. Jesus. This looks like it was written by the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah, and I think that's the intention. I think they brought him in to replace the core. I've had a serious conversation with Myra. I'm sympathetic to your cause, but I think first steps can be taken to solve your problem in a more final terms. Meet us tonight outside the Crimson City Renaissance Theater and make sure no one follows you. Okay.
Spiritual leader and motivational speaker. No wonder he was able to convince everyone he was on their side. Seemed like a good guy on the surface.
So he does seem like he is the guy in charge of the MU centers.
This gives me some hope. Seems like he couldn't fool everybody after all. Still need to be cautious. He convinced a lot of people straight into STEM.
So this whole part here, to scroll you have to use the D-pad in this interface, which is different than the other times. There's like 2 or 3 systems here when you're reading things and when it's displaying things, instead of one consistent system where the left stick would scroll up and down. I'm not going to read this news article because it doesn't seem like there's anything, as I just skim it, of real importance. The important things is what he's saying.
Lost and hopeless by pretending to have the keys to happiness. Now I'm beginning to understand his MO.
Yeah. So, yeah, we also kind of know by the looks of that unless this central Mobius image changed or Union here changed, there's kind of no way that there's a third main bad guy in the story. That'd be kind of crazy if there was. Then there's a shiny reflection of a mirror of a photo here, but I can't really see it. It looks like it might be a group of 4 people, maybe the 4 people in question at the moment. And let's watch another slide because it'll give us some more gel, even though we're really only working for 1 gel improvement and that's it. See, this is funny, the left stick works in this interface even though it's showing me the prompt for the D-pad.
Hey Kidman.
What's up, Sebastian?
And see, that's I guess what he looks more like
Back at KCPD? That pawn shop robbery?
when he was younger.
You wrote that case all on your own.
Kidman was a cop.
That was all thanks to you. You took me under your wing and showed me the ropes. Treated me like an equal. Wish I had a mentor like you when I was younger.
I wanted to help you become one of the best. But the whole time you were really working for them.
Someone wanted me in there to keep an eye on you. To make sure KCPD weren't onto us.
Too bad. You could have been a great cop.
I'm not so sure about that. The personnel report you read when I joined KCPD was falsified. I spent most of my youth in juvenile detention. By the time Mobius found me, it was either join them or rot in jail. Not a hard choice to make for someone just out of their teens.
I don't even know you, do I?
I've been in Mobius for so long. I'm not sure if I know myself half the time.
Something tells me the rebel in you is never too far behind.
So, Kidman as a name almost does just imply that she might be your daughter, or like a daughter to you at least.
Thanks, Kitty.
Yeah, and see the 700 green gel, still not really anything. Let's see. In the shooting gallery. Let's see. If I was to go into here and turn this on, let's see. To aim assist. And then return to the game. Yeah, we have chain attack mode still, where we'd want to get a high score. And try and get a big combo going. Come on. Like this. Seems like you can kind of go on forever here, as long they're throwing in a third color, which is part of a problem, certainly. Oops. And there my applause died out, unfortunately. And that sucks. But it does seem like you can just kind of go on forever here. So 55,000.
Damn.
I don't know if that aim assist helped in any way whatsoever. So it gave us like 2,000 green gel and 4 herbs. And what was the high score that we could have gotten above this? So I would have to pretty much double my shooting ability there. And I think we're probably going to get an automated shooting ability at some point. And then, let's see, we have like very hard. We'll try this. And we'll just see how this works. Yeah. Aim assist is not going to win you any major favors here if you're not actually warmed up and capable of doing this. And I forgot that slowed down time instead of adding time, which is what I was expecting it to do. Like, you can see I am not doing well at all. And see, there's Ruvek, but you would have had to hit him 2 or 3 times.
Damn.
So yeah. I don't know how you could really get much further in any of those without just being really warmed up. 3,500 green gel would be slightly helpful. 10,000 green gel would certainly be helpful. 2,000 green gel would be helpful. A locker key is not super helpful. And it doesn't seem like aim assist really did anything to improve that. But we also now know that there isn't a third gameplay mode or anything there to worry about. We're still probably trying to get our firepower in our handgun up because we've just overcommitted We're still... more than even increasing the firepower in the shotgun, I wish I had just a range upgrade. You can see here there is a mistake in that the shotgun has reload time, fire rate, and ammo capacity. One of those should be range upgraded. Whereas a handgun, reload time, firepower, ammo capacity, and fire rate makes sense. Reload time and fire rate for a sniper rifle. Reload time would be useful. Ammo capacity would be useful. Fire rate, not so much. And let's see, increasing our explosive bolt ability is probably still not a bad idea, so we'll just upgrade that. So we know that that's where we should go next. And then increasing an area of effect on the freeze bolt might be useful, but probably not as much as you would think. And apparently we will now be collecting fire extinguishers, which is a rather large collectible to make freeze bolts. And we'll make some sniper rifle bullets. And we can check over here, but probably not going to do anything. I think I wasted all my sniper rifle bullets in the previous area.
What can I help you with, detective?
So it's not actually super surprising that I'm out of those. I'm just never going to use any of these items, so yeah, that's kind of pointless.
You are getting powerful.
And we're still
This
just
place is dangerous and getting
trying to
worse.
get to 75,000 green gel. And there's a lot of animation and loading happening in between each of these sections just to get in and out of the chair. So the thing she seemed to leave you was a slide, and just a slide. And now when we walk back into this room, is it still just a little foggy? Yeah. I would say it's still a little foggy in there. Maybe not quite as much as it was the first time. It seems almost like the visual graphics load in differently based on different things. So this fire extinguisher is not a collectible at the moment, apparently. And this is going to take us to the Marrow,
Right.
exit
Let's
75.
hope the marrow is still there.
But we don't know how any of this has changed at all. And this is just going to be an infinite walk if it just took forever to load. But thank goodness it doesn't take forever to load, because I have a pretty fast SSD. In fact, probably in the top 10, I would say, still, as far as speeds, without getting into crazy RAID 0 arrays. And then you get into an area. Alright, so the fire extinguishers are going to be these little small condenser items, which makes it feel like there would be collectibles of that like all over the world now, and they just weren't there originally. It's not like they were sitting around and you couldn't pick them up until now. It's just that that kind of looks like a fake wall even. Alright, let's look at the map. So we are here, and we're going to try and run to kind of around this area, but I don't think that's actually how this is going to play out. I think more what we're going to do is go through a small section and end up back in the first Union City section. Well, not drastically different. The Marrow still looks like the Marrow for the most part. Where it definitely does feel like it could have been something a lot different. It could have been the creepy hallway areas. of the torture rooms. Alright, and so that's 2. That's 6. That's 1. That's 1. So, all of them? That was an easy puzzle, but it does make some sense that the easy puzzles would literally be in the path that can't be avoided. And apparently, we now know. I either missed the prompt completely that you were supposed to, when you got a signal up in the top left corner, I thought that meant that there was a monster around.
Looks like Theodore's been here. Maybe that's why I couldn't contact O'Neill. Hoffman's safe house is nearby. I should check up on her.
Another slide. It does kind of feel like we are just racing towards the end of the game. Like, it might have been that they just got really off on their balance, and that they originally, yeah, I feel like I've been in this area before. Yeah, I've been here, but the map disappeared. Interesting. Yeah, maybe they got the balance wrong and they thought that there would be a lot more backtracking and retracing of your steps in this in the second half than really that there are, or at least that it's reasonable that most players would bother to do. I am not sure what we're doing over here, and I'm not sure if this white cache would have been unlocked if I hadn't done that side mission. It probably would have been unlocked. That would be my guess. What's the open? There's a lot of drawers you can open that don't seem to have anything in them. Yeah. And you don't really lose your opportunity to lock on to people. This is locked now. So the Chinese or Asian girl, like, as if the game literally can't handle so many female characters being in the story, it seems like they've killed the Chinese girl and possibly drug her off. And that feels like what we're going to find. Although, there's just a lot of characters in general
Hoffman,
in the story.
here?
So what is this supposed to tell us? That there's a resonance. So this was supposed to be a safe room, and it wasn't safe. And we are getting
Another
this.
one of these. What happened here?
The game took control away from me.
Liam? Is that you?
And it's just gonna force me to do it.
Liam? Is that you? How is my communicator getting your signal? Never mind. It doesn't matter. Where are you? What? That's on the other side of the laboratory. It's a restricted area. We were told never to go there. We don't have clearance. How did you... Okay, I understand. Yes, I'll meet you there. Just be careful.
O'Neill left his safe house to go to a restricted area of the Marrow? It doesn't sound like him.
I guess we don't need to search to see if there's something in every drawer. So, it seems like she got tricked into wandering off and leaving the safe house. And this would take us to D5, which I don't think we really want to take.
Hello? Can anybody hear me out there?
Interesting. First time we've been called.
You're still in here? Are you okay?
Sebastian, just the man I was looking for. Look, I'm okay, but I could really use your help back here. It'll be worth your while.
I should probably go to his safe room and see what's going on.
So, let's see where we are on the map. We have a side mission, which is to head to Psych Safe Center versus the main story. So let's do the side mission. We might as well try to have as much experience here. I think we've kind of avoided the point where the it felt like we might be doing a co-op game. I don't know why I have to hold to load at this point. Come to think of it, why doesn't it just automatically load us into the other area? Because it's not like, as far as I could tell at least, that I could turn around and say, no, actually, I don't want to experience go into this section. I would rather instead turn around and undo it. Another red gel. Interesting. So it's already very much worth our effort. Yeah, just coming back to the section. But I don't know how much game. Like, it may be a lot, or it may be a little. Like, was that always there, I wonder? Or did it just spawn this time? Yeah, this is just a short jump, although it does now seem like there is a hugely larger part of the city that might be accessible. So maybe the city's got bigger.
This flame will consume you.
I wanted to take this guy on before, and I'm probably regretting that now. So we needed to figure out a few things about that. We now have a flamethrower fuel tank, which apparently was a side mission that we needed to do. And does seem like the religious people now are just burning bodies left and right. What is that? Let's see. We now just have cryogenic containers apparently sitting around. We've got bodies all over the place. We've got zombies all over the place in rather large groups. Do I want to take him out? We are still in that weird position, I guess, where it's just like uncertain whether it's worth your time to play the game the way they would expect you to play them, or whether you should just rush to the end. It would be better, I think, had the game picked a side, whether it was going to be an action game or you're going to use bullets intentionally and purposefully in a way that you get rewarded for using those bullets. Where'd this guy come from? So maybe flaming piles of flaming piles now are unsafe by the looks of it. Not a great turnout there. We did end up using some health packs, but not a terrible turnout either. And I bet these refill. That doesn't even hurt you. And it doesn't seem to attract any enemies. Didn't get anybody to follow me in that general direction. This is all barricaded up since that was a linear section and you can't even really investigate it. So no surprise there. So burning bodies we'll have to be fairly careful with, because in one of these piles there is a decent chance of there being something. And there's nothing to scan right now. So I'm either just too far away from stuff, or I literally just don't have the stuff needed. Let's go ahead and see. Explosive bolt. Aim it so we actually hit the guy. It's a mistake, certainly. That it really is a mistake that there's so much variation on the enemies, and then you don't really deal with the enemies for very long. But you can definitely tell the handgun is not strong enough. So this big blob mass has pretty much just replaced the screamer enemies that we only fought a few times. And yeah, that's not what I'd wanted. Now we have a sniper rifle pouch upgrade. So there are things. More upgrades. And I guess if we scan them, we'll know where they are. It's just weird to be so methodically capable of doing this. And this probably does have a lot to do with just me playing the game on easy and not being able to turn up the difficulty. Like it does definitely feel like had I been able to challenge myself a little bit more, this would be more of a horror experience and less of a action experience. But since I am stuck with my decisions,
This flame will consume you.
let's see. Oops. I just totally missed. Interesting. And in the effort of missing, it did nothing. This guy seems to either be complete immune to explosions or just really, really powerful. Like, he must have a lot of immunity or just have a lot of health. It's bullet spongy, to say the least. And we still have way too many Mobius people. And the more I use bullets, I think the more you get bullets. So I think you're kind of fine. And wow, I am now at the hotel area when I should be, I think, somewhere else. These bodies, I feel like at some point they will start sprouting up and attacking me. Otherwise, that's gonna be a little weird. No, that's not a burnt body. Definitely know that there are some over there, way over there. We've got like 2 explosive guys over there that we could try and take on. But yeah, let's investigate the safe house. Like, I see a burnt out safe house with definitely a key that you wouldn't have been able to collect before this point. And lots of little fires and things. And lots of places you can apparently just walk to. Now I know for a fact that there was a collectible over in this area. Let's see if we can maybe get a headshot on this guy. Yes, we can. It's funny that they don't really react to gunshots going over their heads.
No ammo.
Alright, now we're dead. Yeah, originally there was a body here, and now the body is missing. Salt ammo pouch, weapons parts. So some of that stuff I just missed, by the looks of it. Not that I'm sure it really matters too much. And shotgun time. Alright. The only real problem that we could actually run into is if we had to go through a major section. And there's the assault rifle ammo pouch, which we don't even have an assault rifle yet, so getting an ammo pouch would be helpful and nice, but wouldn't really mean much. There's another flamer guy. Let's not try to take on the flamer guy until we can go back and upgrade our weapons. Or not upgrade our weapons, but refill our bullets. See, looking around. We need to have a gun equipped that actually has bullets in it. That's a standard idea. And it does seem to me like well, I can't even pick up the item after breaking the window. So in we go for more side mission stuff.
You're here. Good.
And then it jumps us to a cutscene.
I'm sort of busy here.
Hey, you're the one who told me to call you before
Graphics still seem like they load in and load out, sometimes back, sometimes weirdly.
Congrats. You'll have to show me how to use it if I need to get Lily out later.
Fair enough, but here's the deal. I'm gonna need you to help me get out of here first.
Help you? I don't know anything about how these computers work, Sykes.
That's not what I need help with. I hacked the servers to access a restricted area of STEM. There's a pod in there that I'm gonna use to get out of here. Problem is, the power's out. And there are a bunch of those things in there too. Damn collapse is affecting the deepest parts of STEM. You get the power back on and clear the place out for me, I can get the hell out of here.
Again, what's in it for me?
I'll show you how to use the pod before I go. How's that?
Okay. Worth a try, I guess.
Thanks, man. Call me when it's all clear.
Let's see. Let's ask a couple questions.
Gotta tell you, I was surprised to hear from you.
Tell me about it. I've been lying low to solve this backdoor thing, but I stuck my head out there a few times. Things are going nuts. What's happening out there?
There's a maniac who's trying to take over Union. You were smart to stay in here. Otherwise, you might have ended up flayed and tortured.
Sounds grim. Think I'll pass.
What's worse is that the guy wants to get his hands on Lily.
Well, if this plan works out, you'll be able to get her to safety once you find her.
How did a guy like you end up in Mobius in the first place?
So we get a couple lines of
What are you
conversation.
trying to say?
I'm saying that you've got heart and a backbone. Seems they prefer their operatives to be either cold reptiles or unquestioning followers. You're neither. What did you think I meant?
Nothing. Never mind. You know, I actually searched them out to try and join. Wasn't easy either. They know how to hide their tracks.
Why would you do that?
They're only the most powerful organization in the history of the world, dude. Why wouldn't I?
And you don't consider what they do to be criminal?
Hey, it's only criminal when it's enforced. You know what they say. Quis custodiat, ipsos custodes. Right?
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
I have no idea what that means. Let's have a coffee break. Still a super slow animation. More and more it does feel like we are going to be forced into making a special effort to increase our weapons amount. Yes, these caches are refilling, so it does kind of make sense to come back and check on things. Do we have a workbench outside of this area? No. We'll want to try and have as abbreviated an experience here as possible. Let's look at this new slide we found. Get some more green gel. See if maybe we, through killing all of these enemies, have found a significant amount of green gel. It seems like there's only 4 more slides anyways.
Kidman, it's me.
Read you loud and clear, Sebastian.
Mobius. A name. That was all I had to go on. Every avenue I pursued led to a dead end. And now I find
It's crazy you got
everywhere.
hold B to skip
Hidden in plain
and
sight.
A for
I
next.
don't understand how.
I told you before, you don't find Mobius unless they want you to. They've been around for a long, long time. They know what they're doing. We knew you were looking. We were watching you. And we were able to stop you every time you got too close.
Why? Why do they do this?
People need leadership.
People choose leaders. What Mobius wants to do isn't leadership. It's imprisonment. They know this. If they own all the media and politicians already, they should be out in the open. They hide in the shadows because they know what they're doing is evil. If people knew the truth, they'd burn Mobius to the ground.
Maybe you're right. But if people ever did find out the truth, who would believe them?
Yeah. The easiest way to hide a conspiracy is to make people think there's no such thing as a conspiracy.
Yeah, I don't know what that line of dialogue specifically needed to be said for, or why that needed to be said. Yeah, we are still a little short. Let's come over here and do this first.
looking so good. Let me help you.
Let's see. Still can't do anything with that. Still can't do anything with that. And probably can't do anything with that. Let's just see. Let's just open these two and see what this does. There we go, I got a shock bolt. And there's 2 more here. 3 more here. 2 more here. 3 more here. 3 more here. 3 more here. And 1 more there. And then that would be every single one. We are surprisingly closer to getting that upgrade now than it feels like we should be. Let's see. Shotgun. Well, actually, let's come back and look. Shotgun has 3 shots. The handgun has none, so we can get some bullets there. And the sniper gun has none. So if we do a ammo capacity upgrade around this, that should get us some free bullets. If we do some ammo capacity upgrade here, that'll get us some more bullets. When I hit something with a sniper rifle, it still seems like it's killing most things, but the explosive bolts do seem like they may have lost some of their power on the fire guy. So it's probably not a bad idea to, let's just get the firepower up more, and let's get that up more. And so now our handgun is at the maximum, and there's kind of nothing more that needs to be upgraded on the handgun. Nothing more that could be really upgraded. Reload speed, aiming, movement speed. We can get the fire rate on the shotgun upgraded. Like, a lot of weapon parts there. They definitely are trying to make this more of a experience that would do more damage. Probably need to increase the damage of the harpoon bolt also. Apparently I'm going to craft a flamethrower at one point. That wasn't really what I was expecting. And do I really want to pick up some medical syringes? Let's start with this. We'll make 5 of those. Actually, I think we'll make 6 of those, and that'll be the maximum we can make anyways. And then sniper rifle. And then shotgun. And yeah, I'm even short on handgun bullets. Interesting. Wow. So apparently we're going to craft a flamethrower and then an assault rifle. And those will be our 2 final weapons. And is there something here to pick up? Upgrade that. Get that ready. And get that ready. That was a very fast reload on the handgun in particular. So what it looks like we're gonna do, while we could run and do the assault rifle pouch, I'm not sure that if we really need to do that. And does seem like there's a whole section here, but at some point it does seem like that's where we are done. This was where we started this whole new half of the game at the Union Nature Preserve, I guess is what it's called, and the Marrow. And take note that we've kind of just missed any mapping of the previous areas. Like those maps are now gone. I can't even see them. So I don't know if you can't actually go back to those areas if you took the long way, or if there's just kind of no real reason to do that. We have 2 flamethrower tanks, which I think was all we really needed. We have still 1 storage room key. Storage room near the Post Plus office. Interesting. That's something to think about, because I don't think we ever did open the storage room near the Post Plus office. We're nearly at 15 hours into this game. Let's see. So there's got to be like a storage room somewhere in that area. It's where I bet that is supposed to be, because this was the Post Plus office, I think. So there might be an assault gun over in that area. We're gonna do the side mission. It probably isn't gonna go well, but it probably will get us something worthwhile. And we still have only 10 save spots, which doesn't really make sense at all, because we're on chapter 11 and they gave us 10 spots to save. Yep. It just kind of feels very weird. I will applaud this last hour for not completely feeling like it's taking something from Resident Evil 4. Although, if I really thought about it, there very well may have been a section in Resident Evil 4 or some other Resident Evil where there were enemies that were wandering around and they were very powerful and they were in relatively large numbers. But even when this game does slightly stray away from being almost a direct remake of RE4, or trying to be a direct remake without getting sued for copyright infringement, it doesn't add anything new or different or interesting. We've kind of completely forgotten about Father Theodore, other than the general idea that he's probably the person in charge of all these new monsters, and these new monsters are different than the monsters from the artist guy, who I can't remember his name. I know the main character's name is like Sebastian, and I think the artist guy's name is Stefano, and just too many S names back to back. But I would have preferred it not to work that way, because it also opens up this possibility that we defeat Father Thomas, and then all of the open world sections maybe get finally merged back into one big area, or they become just 3 times as big areas, and then it's Myra's version of Union, full of a bunch of white goo monsters. I would have much preferred to still see a decent number of the other kinds of zombies that were running around, because they spent an effort to make us afraid of the dog-like creatures, for lack of a better description, and we only have fought those 5 or 6 times in very specific places. They try to make us afraid of the big, tall, screaming, spitting monsters, and we only fought those 3 or 4 times. And the boss creature with the camera, that of course couldn't come back. That I don't miss not seeing that. But then we still also don't know what to deal with the creepy Japanese lady sections are about. Those seem to be almost completely optional since the main story hasn't mentioned them at all. And easily missable. Seems like there's just an incredible amount of this game that you could easily miss. And you could still, at least on casual, run around through the game just playing the main story, not doing any of the side missions, and it seems like you'd still be fine on casual to beat the whole game, which arguably makes casual a little bit too casual. If you're actually missing content, I would assume that somebody who says they want to play the game without any struggle and just see the story and see the content would want to still see all the story and all the content, not just be on the abridged version of the game. I don't think too many people want to play an abridged version of a video game when it first comes out. Now, arguably, if you have a long-running series like, let's say, the God of War series is probably a great example of that. A remaster of the first 6 or 7 God of War games into a tight trilogy of 3 games, abridging the story and just taking the best bets and removing all the grindy parts would be appreciable. Or if you're playing something like Final Fantasy, where any of the Final Fantasy games are hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay, a lot of it just grindy, an abridged version of that where you just see the story and get rid of the grind would be appreciated. But you still want to see all the story, and I feel like the Japanese lady in this game, in particular the creepy Japanese ghost lady, is part of the story. Even if it is optional, it feels like it's something you should have seen and should experience. And it does just kind of feel like they don't want to force you into too many of the scary events or too many of the stealth events in favor of just trying to make this more actiony. It feels like maybe they got halfway through playtesting this game and the creator of the game, the person in charge, just said, this is too slow, let's make it more action, let's move forward. And I could get that feeling, certainly. It does definitely feel like you could have played the first half of this game very slowly and cautiously, particularly on higher difficulties, and it could have added hours upon hours of basically hiding behind boxes. Even the statistics go to show that there's a rather shockingly high amount of time in which I've been just crouched down. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.